Alrighty, howdy. Quick update. It is June 23rd, hotter than Hades. We've been up in the mid 90s for most of the week here. I finally got my sweet potato slips from Sandhill Preservation, whatever. So I got those planted. They came yesterday. They came pretty darn dry. Again, I attribute that to the crazy hot weather. And not of any fault of Sand Hill. So I put them in mason jars of water to try and rehydrate them. And I think that helped a good bit. But you know what I'm not pleased about is the size. They're pretty darn skimpy. There's only two varieties that I would say were large enough and vigorous enough. I know it's got to be difficult, but I would be embarrassed to sell the majority of what they sold. I'm sure the problem was I waited that several varieties were just taking long. So even the big vigorous ones like the Beauregard, they came almost dead, and I think it's because they're too old. But then a couple other varieties, the Georgia Slipper and the Heart of Gold, are so teeny that they must have just finally become big enough to ship. Trouble being, I'm planting them in the deep mulch, so they barely stick through. You know, I had to get the roots down into the dirt. So, oh well, live and learn. My slips from the sweet potatoes I picked out at the store, I'm very pleased with. So, I'll go over what I've got in the different beds here. In the first bed, that would be the west bed. On the north end are some of my slips. These came from some really small potatoes that were only marked as organic southern sweet potatoes. I had 3 of them, and it produced a ton of slips. The next section, there's one right there that actually belongs over here, but there just wasn't enough room, so I put it over there. And I still have probably 20 more slips at the house. I'll poke in here and there if I have to fill spaces. But the next variety is another one that I bought at the grocery store. And I think it was a very large sweet potato, and it just said Southern Yam. So that was a no frills. But boy, it produced some big, not many, but big slips. The next variety over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slips. I don't know how that happened. I was pretty sure you either ordered them in 6s or 12s. But there's 9, Pioneer White. The next section, Georgia Yam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those look reasonable. A little small, but reasonable. A little reddish tinge to the outside, kind of like my my big ones did. Maybe they're the same variety. Who knows? Okay, next box over. Again on the north end, Beauregard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 slips and 5 leaves. So again, they were really long slips. 2 of them here, here, and here. No leaves, just slips. The leaves just withered, dried up. Next spot, and it's a shame because Beauregard was the one that I was most looking forward to. Golden Slipper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Typical dice pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Heart of gold, 9 of them. Again, I don't know why 9. One, yeah, 3 by 3. You can see some of them are just poking through. Cody Buki. Cotebuki. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slips. Maybe there was a 9th one in there and I doubled it up. But anyway, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so there you go. Here's what we've got. Water them every day for at least a week. And then, you know, if there are gaps and big holes, I'll just go into my my shop and I'll pick some of my own and stick those slips in, and we'll go from there. Ciao.